What's going on, you guys? It's me, AnarchYxNinja. So the Acolyte just came out. But disclaimer, before we get into it, I'm also live streaming at the same time. Nobody's here, we just clicked go live yet. So we'll get to some other questions later on as we go. I don't know how long this video will go, but... Anyway, I've watched the Acolyte. Both episodes. And I'm gonna get canceled, possibly, for some of the stuff I'll say, but I'm gonna go into it as objectively as possible. But, yeah, if you guys just tuning in on the stream, I'm also recording a video at the same time, so yeah, that's why I'm sounding a little more formal. But, I don't even know where to begin. How do I begin this Acolyte talk? Well, the first thing I notice... No, we're not gonna say the first thing. No, let's, it's an interesting story so far, I guess. I could, you know... I'm not against where the story's going, but I will say it was a little too predictable. So again, spoiler warning for what I'm about to say. You've all been warned on the live stream and the video. Turn it off now if you haven't seen it and you don't want to spoil it. But we open, the first shot is, if you watch the trailer, you see them fighting in the, like, saloon or whatever, that old-looking Western-style building. That's the first thing you see when the show starts. So it's not really spoiling anything by that. But it makes it look like, and I'm gonna forget the girl's name, but we all know the black girl throwing knives. That's the girl from the trailer, right? It's set up that she's the bad guy. I'm like, okay, I like this. I like where it's going. The very next shot, when they cut away from the end of that fight, it shows her waking up in a ship. And immediately, I'm like, she's a good guy. The way they do their storytelling is too obvious. Because they would not be cutting to her if she was the villain. Star Wars is too predictable in that regard. Literally, the moment they cut to her and I saw her sit up in the bed, she's a good guy. Because they just showed the... I'm not a technical expert on how you make shows, so I can't say... I'm sure there's a name for what I'm saying, but I don't know it. But they show the hook, I guess. The battle. Ooh, somebody's hunting Jedi. This is awesome. It's that girl. And then they did a cut. So the villain has already been shown, and they cut to her again. She's not a villain. It was a dead giveaway in the way they put it together. So I immediately at that moment knew she wasn't the bad guy, or she's gonna turn to be a good guy again, because they put the focus solely on her. And spoiler warning again, if you've watched the first 2 episodes, hit the nail on the head. In their defense, they did also not try to keep that a secret for long. They did go into that later. But strictly based off how they edited it together, I could tell before they hinted at anything that she was not the bad guy. Which annoyed me. I don't like being able to see where a story goes immediately. But that's just me. That's just a personal thing. That's a personal thing. The stream, you guys are there. I see you talking. I'm not going to get to your questions yet. I'm going to finish my stuff before I even start reading the chat. I don't want it to influence what I'm saying. And after that, we'll go in and we'll talk about what you guys are typing. So put it there. Maybe I'll scroll up or hold it there. But... that was my first thing that annoyed me, was I could immediately tell she's a good guy. Whatever. Enough. I don't know how to say this without getting canceled or sounding like one of those Trumpers, because I'm not one of them. But, bro, you could see it everywhere is all I'm saying, dude. Again, I've explained this for the many years I've been reacting to Star Wars and all the different shows. I don't like when I can see the company's fingerprints all over a show. I like getting into a show and being in a show. For example, House of the Dragon. When I watch that, I'm not, ooh, HBO wanted this. I'm just watching an awesome show. When I watch The Acolyte, I'm like, oh, they needed to check all the boxes. And I don't want to say it. I'm trying to find a way to say it without it being as blunt, but they're checking all the boxes for the type of people you get in the show. And I don't mind that. I don't mind any of that stuff in there. But when they go so overboard to make it obvious that that's what they're doing, they're like, we need to be all inclusive, that is where I start getting annoyed. I have zero problem with any of them being there. The first episode, that was everywhere, bro. So the people who are always, you don't like the people who are like, oh, I hate all this anti-woke stuff or woke stuff, you just don't like it being talked about, the first episode's gonna get that. The people who want to hate that shit, it's there. Disney gave them the fuel and they're gonna hate it, alright? So that's there. It is better in the second episode, though, which is nice. But it's still there. You could see Disney's fingerprints all over the casting of this thing. So there you go. Whether you like it or not, there you go. That's what I noticed. People are going to be mad. So, what else? I don't know where else we should go with this. overall, I'm not very excited for the show. I'm after seeing the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka and seeing the 2 first episodes of Acolyte, I'm way more into Ahsoka than I was in the Acolyte. It just, yeah. Not bad, but it's like a lot of the Star Wars stuff now. We talked about this the other day on stream where it's just Star Wars Elite. They're not necessarily making great shows. They make shows that they're enjoyable at times. Some of them aren't, obviously, if you've watched my reaction to other shows, but they're very mid, I guess you would say. They're not great. Some of them aren't terrible, but they're not like, oh my god, that's amazing. And now you will see a lot of people. I've already seen it on one Twitter thread where somebody was saying something kind of like what I'm saying, where they're kind of just in the middle. And the first 2 things you see are, oh no, it's amazing. No, those dudes are fucking lying cocksuckers. The show is not amazing then. It is not amazing through the first 2 episodes. It's also not horrible. It's very just middle of the pack. You can enjoy it, you can hate it, whatever you want. It's very much like that. It's not amazing. House of the Dragon is amazing. This is not amazing. Stop calling everything amazing because you just don't want to look like a hater. You know, you can say, it's all right, without being called a hater. And if they call you a hater, don't worry about it, bro. Trust me, I've been called that many times. But it's just, I'm excited to see the direction we go. I appreciate it, Costa, for the donation. Yes, the Yankees are kicking ass. I agree, good stuff. Let's hope it stays that way. I kind of like the direction the show's going. I guess I will kind of spoil it. I was going to try to, you know, we're doing spoilers, but refrain from it a bit. But I think we're just going to go all in. So, again, you've been warned. So, the reason there's the one girl killing Jedi, and they think it's her, the Jedi hunt her down, but she's obviously not the bad guy, is because she has a twin. They thought the twin's dead. The twin's not dead. The good girl, the one we see, is the one who was raised by the Jedi, ultimately was the Padawan and then stopped. The Korean guy from Squid Games is the trainer, or the master, if you will. Turns out that girl has a twin sister. The twin sister, who they thought was dead, went off and got trained by the dark side guy that we haven't really heard much of at this point. They've shown him for a brief second, but again, it's a shot from the trailer. We don't know much new about him as of yet through the first 2 episodes. But my worry, I like, okay, let me go back a step. I kind of like that. They have twins. All right. One's good, one's bad. I kind of like that because there's a lot of, I don't even know the word, conflict that could be there. Because it's like, ooh, sisters going against sisters. If that's what they call themselves in this show, of course. But, my worry, personal worry, is they're also going to have the twin that's on the bad guy side become a good guy. And I'm like, to me, that takes away from some of the storytelling if they're always going to be good guys. Like, I just, you know, let there be bad guys around. Please, Star Wars has great villains in the past. Let's keep it that way, please. So, I don't know. It's only 2 episodes. I kind of got a whiff of that. Hopefully she's just conflicted, but she ultimately stays with the dark side. It's too early to tell now, but yeah, hopefully the evil sister does not turn back to the light side. And, oh my god, you lied to me. We need to fight him together. I don't want to see that, personally. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. That's just more of a personal taste for me. I don't want to see that. Which worries me because, you know, they don't want... I don't want to get into the woke topic, but, you know, they want them all to be good guys. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. But, yeah, overall, I'm not sold on the show. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just... It's a Star Wars show. Alright, I can watch it. Whatever. Anyway, let's look at the chat now. Let's see what you guys are saying. I haven't looked at anybody other than that one Twitter post I saw with one YouTuber talking who said he was in the middle, kind of like me. And then the 2 replies I saw. So that's all I've seen from public opinion. I haven't heard anyone else talk about it up to this point. Now we're going to open it up to the live stream viewers and see what y'all are saying. Hopefully you guys have watched it. It literally just came out, so I would imagine not a lot of people have watched it as of yet. Let me see. Well, sadly, as I looked at chat, now I'm dying here, but we will try to survive. I was going to look at chat, now we're like, hold on, we're fighting, hold on. We've killed a lot of Jedi. I'm doing better than that girl is, to be honest. But you know that, you did mention that one Jedi who sat there and then just, you know, killed himself. I'm going to be honest, I was a little surprised they let him kill himself in the show because they're so, you know, I don't have a better word, woke. I know suicide's a topic. Everybody's like, oh, you know, so allowing him to do that on the show actually surprised me. I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna do it. And he did. So I guess that's one knock, yeah, what do you call it? check against the woke crowd. Like, they did let him kill himself, so. Because he's so depressed, he killed himself. I thought they'd be like, no, there's a lot to live for, and save him, because everybody has to be happy. No, they actually let him kill himself. Even though I don't like it that a Jedi just gave up, but I do like that they're not being afraid to go down that route, at the very least. But yeah, yeah. What else? What else? I don't really like the Jedi overall, but I've never been a fan of the Jedi. They're making me not like them already in the first 2 episodes, and, you know, yeah. I've never been a fan of the Jedi, though, even as a kid. I just, you know, I love Star Wars, but I was like, man, I always identify more with the villains. Maybe I'm just a fucking asshole, man. What else? Nobody's really talking about it right now. Not the ones I've seen. Let's go out. Yeah, I didn't hear that. She said she was playing twins, so... Again, that's something they shouldn't have said. Luckily, I didn't hear that, but... Still, with the way they cut that shot in the very beginning, it was obvious. Too obvious. I don't like that level of obvious in my shows. But again, hey, that's more of a personal opinion, really, so... Why? Oh, the stream actually can't hear me right now. Why can't they hear me? The mic is literally recording. I am looking at it. What? Can you guys hear me? No, you have to hear me. No, that guy's just being stupid, I think. I don't know. Hopefully the stream can hear me. No idea. We're having technical difficulties, possibly. Oh, here's another Jedi. I think Luke's the last, like, awesome Jedi, honestly. I don't know. He's gonna save the Jedi Order, but now, sadly, they're probably gonna give that to Rey in her movie since they wasted Luke's new Jedi Order on Book of Boba Fett. They showed it for 2 seconds. Yeah, Yord, I'm not a fan of Yord. Yeah, I'm not a fan of him, but in complete fairness, it might be because I've seen his interview. So I'm gonna try to not pass judgment because of the actor, but I don't like his character so far. But in his defense, it could just be because I didn't like what the actor said. So I'm gonna wait before I fully go in on Yord. If you know, yeah, but I'm not entirely sold with him yet. But it could just be my fault. So I'm being honest here. Yeah, I don't know. You can hear me? Alright, that's good. Yeah, I like Soul. Soul's pretty good so far. For those who don't know, he's the Korean guy from Squid Games. I like him so far. I don't even mind his apprentice. I like her too. What else? I don't really have anything else. At the moment I stop recording, I'm sure we'll fucking remember, but... Is it worth renewing your subscription? I don't know, man. That's up to you. I wasn't, I don't know. Side note, they got a lot of fucking ads. If you're a cheap person like me, I buy the cheapest one. The ads are crazy. I'm like, dude, you need to cut back on the ads, bro. But hey, whatever. Still saves me money, so. What else? They had a really fat Jedi, I guess, because, you know, we need... Yeah, that guy annoyed me. I'm like, we're training, bro. We're training. See, this is where I get a little annoyed with it. And I'm going to get canceled. I shouldn't say this. And again, remember, I am a fat person in real life. So, disclaimer. If I roast him, you know, it's a little... I'm fat, too, in real life. So, a Jedi is supposed to be this badass who's training all the time, blah, 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 blah. And then they got some fat dude. Okay, dude. That's a human... a Hutt... I don't even like there being Hutt Jedi, to be honest. But hey, whatever. I get it. That's more how their species is. This is just some fat dude, bro. And I'm like, why are you fat? Maybe it's... If you really want to look into it, it's like the Jedi are getting too lax. There's been peace throughout the galaxy. This is the first time a dark side user is showing up. So I can kind of give them a bit of slack on that. But... I'm like, bro, if I'm the Grandmaster now, right? And I see that, man, we're being too slack here. We got some new bad guy coming up. Hey, fat boy, get your ass in shape. I'm just gonna be honest, we're putting new fucking strength and training things, dude. I don't want no fat Jedi. I'm just saying, dude. Like, you're supposed to be a badass, and this dude can barely move. I'm just saying, dude. Like, that guy, I'm gonna be honest, he kind of annoyed me. And again, I'm saying that as a fat person in real life. So, there you go. What else? The droid. Every show has to have a droid character. I don't really like this droid. It seems very lackluster. But again, that's just personal preference. I really don't care. Awesome little multi-tool is really how I would call it. I don't even know if I'd call it a droid, to be honest. But what else? the writing's kind of weak. I don't know if I would say the writing is weak. Well, you know, actually, I'll take it back. It is. I'm going to compare it to House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon's writing is not weak. It's great. Here, that's kind of every Star Wars show of late, though, for the most part. They're not, kind of goes back to what I said earlier. They're not great, and they're not terrible. Some of them, maybe, you can make a case. But a lot of them just kind of seem to be in the middle, where they're just... Here's the show. You like it, you don't. But the writing isn't... It doesn't blow your socks off. Again, I didn't even watch the interview where they said they were twins, or that the actress was playing twins. So I didn't even know that. I just learned that now from looking at the chat. But again, just by how they... It's not necessarily the writing, but how they pieced the story together, it already gave it away. Where I'm like, that's a good guy. They wouldn't cut to her if she was a bad guy. Again, maybe not everyone thinks like that. So maybe not all of you would have even caught it, but that's where my mind went. And again, I've only watched it once. I haven't even... I'm not one of those dudes who's going to watch it back and go frame by frame to find something to whine about. I'm just telling you what I saw on my first normal watch through, if you will. And it just... They give away too much of the story, which I don't necessarily like. But hopefully there's some big twists, but let's not have it be like Game of Thrones or bad level writing of Game of Thrones where they just magically throw in twists so they can say they had a twist. But yeah, I'm not. The show's not great so far, but we'll see where it goes. Yeah, Andor has the best writing out of the Star Wars shows of late. And sadly, people didn't like it. They're like, give me bad writing with lightsabers, bro. That's not me, dude. Fuck that. Yeah, they should have hired me for a fat Jedi, dude. I would have fit right in with that role. Have me. We need a chaser! I can't breathe, bro! I should have been in shape! Like, I could literally be that, dude. Fuck. I'd be great at that. Yeah, I agree. The Sith and the dark side dudes, they're just cooler than the Jedi. To me, they always have been. Again, I do like Soul in this show, though, but the rest of them just... I don't know. This is even how I kind of felt in the prequels. I know this will get me canceled if we're just talking about the movies. I always felt the Jedi were just... There's a lot of them, but they're not good. Some of them, but most of them are just kind of like cannon fodder, to be honest. Like, even just with the scene when Palpatine kills them in Revenge of the Sith. Windu's the only one capable. The rest just stand there. Horrible fucking directing of a scene, by the way. Ah! And die. I'm like, bro, these are supposed to be badasses. What are you... Like, what is this, bro? Oh, Palpatine's good. Yeah, but you made these guys look extra bad, dude. Palpatine wasn't even doing nothing fancy. He does the biggest fucking... pull back on a sword. What's it called? What's it called in the sword world? Like projecting or telling you what telling your opponent what you're gonna do. They're trying to make him look good and he looks bad. So they've never really done a good job with that, to be fair. But here I just get the vibe a lot of these Jedi are gonna be cannon fodder, and it does kind of make sense in this regard. Because again, there's a lot of them. This world, they haven't really had a lot going on for them, really. In the grand scheme of things. I'm sure there's books out there that will say otherwise, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not like Old Republic where you're fighting another army of Sith or something, you know? It's just, they're kind of bored, so I get why they wouldn't be as caught up with all their skills, I guess you could say. Been a little too lazy in that regard. Yeah, no, realistically, I won't get canceled because I'm a small channel. They don't care. People only cancel people with big channels so they can get the glory of doing that. They want to get known to. Not that they'll ever admit to that, but that's why they do it. Here, nobody gives a shit. They're like, oh, I cancel them. Wow, 4 people don't know. Bye. I don't care. Say whatever you want. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying hating on it, but I definitely... Yeah, I'm not like writing home about this show. Like, that is fucking awesome, dude. And you know, the sad thing is, again, I keep comparing it to House of the Dragon. I know they're different shows. I know people aren't gonna like it, but they're also coming out at the same time. And I have a feeling House of the Dragon's writing in the first 2 episodes is gonna shit on this writing. Like, it's just, I want Star Wars to get to that level where they can have a good show, and they don't do it. They're always like, oh, that's watchable. I enjoyed that. But it's never like, bro, that was good. Andor was the closest to that, where I'm like, dude, people need awards. I don't think that for any Boba, Kenobi, Ahsoka, what else? Mando, I don't even think that. Maybe the first 2 seasons you could have made a case, but season 3, absolute dog shit. Like, I don't think that Andor, it was the only show where I'm like, dude, these actors need awards. The acting in Andor and the writing of the characters, chef's kiss, bro. But the rest of these shows that I'm getting the vibe with this one too, man. I don't think anybody's gonna be winning awards here, but again, that doesn't. I don't really care about awards. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy the show, but it's just another way of putting it in words, I guess you'd say.
We're cut off. Knew it could happen.
The choreography wasn't great, wasn't terrible. Side note, if you remember when we were talking about the trailer, and we said there was that one kick that was really bad where she clearly went way over his head on it. Problem with the choreography, not, I don't know what else you call it. It was a problem with the actors and the choreography, and you guys are like, no, he's using the Force. He wasn't using the Force there. He did use the Force in that fight, but that is clearly not him using the Force. Every time somebody uses the Force in a fight, it is obvious. They make it obvious. They let you know it's the Force. That was just the actors kicking way above his head, so. Not that that ruins the show, we're just bringing it up because we talked about it in the past. But yeah, that was not him using the Force. That was just a small bit of bad choreography, but.
Same as always. Going in, follow me!
You know, that would probably be one of my biggest complaints in that. Or I don't want to say biggest complaints, but I did think that as well when the scene happened. The dude's getting sucked off by some Star Wars, what do you call it, face hugger from Alien or something. She takes it off and he, and just goes straight to the escape pod like he knew the lay. I'm like, dude, that was good reaction time by that guy, bro. He woke up and knew exactly what was going on, bro. He knew right where to go. I'm like, wow, that was fast, bro. I did think that as well. I'm like, wow, man, that dude, they making it look like he was panicking and scared, but he also was not. He knew right what to do. Escape pod. Everybody's escaping. You're like, wow, that was good job on that guy, dude. His awareness while panicking was really good. I thought that too, though. I'm like, that motherfucker went straight for that shit, bro. I'm hoping in a dangerous situation, I can react that well, where I'm like, oh shit, I'm panicking. Oh, I know exactly what to do. Let's go this way. Sorry, Boba. Time to die. I think I just walked past the guy. Yeah, but we'll see where it goes. But I'm not. Again, I think that's my best way of putting it. I'm in the middle. I'm not saying it's awful. I'm not saying it's great. But if you're coming in expecting a show that's gonna be game changing for Star Wars, it's not, bro. They're doing the same shit they do with every other show, to be honest.